through, it'll be dark, and then she'll come into this section and it'll be light.
Jordan Cronenworth, who I was a terrific admirer, he actually did Blade Runner, you know, with Ridley. Started the picture, and he got ill, you know. Like in the first week, it wasn't going well.
That's kind of just a sad story, to be honest. I mean, my view, first of all, I mean, he's the only person I've ever seen David have reverential respect for is Jordan.
I like that a lot. Yeah, can I get something through that window in there? Okay.
But wait till you see it sprayed down so it's balanced.
Okay.
My father had Parkinson's disease. He had it for 25 years, and I got there, and I understood it. You know, it's this very specific condition. It's not a general condition. And it has a trait that is really, really difficult, which is that you have huge swings of functionality, you know, and you can be almost fully functional, and then you can be like paralyzed, stiff as a board, unable to move. So I get there and I go, you know, Jordan's got Parkinson's disease. I mean, I didn't know it, you know what I mean? So I was going, whoa, you know, to add that to the mix.
You know, it would really be helpful to us if we could determine
exactly
the
the masters
parameters of the shot.
All right. Well, let's get a camera here.
The way these guys work now is that there's got to be somebody who's reading the light meter also. And there were things like crawling into, you know, the inside of a spaceship that's hanging from a crane, right, to get a reading. And, you know, and Jordan, when he was okay, he could go do that. But there were times when it just really wasn't possible. I mean, Jordan's eye never wavered. I think what it was just his ability to get out there and, you know, get all the readings he needed on these enormous sets.
I might see over as far as that is where the paper is.
That's for close-up.
Right, I understand. But if that was out of the way, I would see the muslin, wouldn't I?
Yes, you would.
Okay. Well, that would be problematic. So we can't get the same effect without going a little bit harder, right?
David didn't just, you know, David didn't want like some overall light. He wanted, you know, variations and some hot spots and half a stop here. And, that's what Jordan does. So, you know, I think that's, you know, it was just physically very demanding.
We ran Jordan's stuff that they'd shot so far, and I thought, Christ, I hope I'm good enough to match this, you know, because it was brilliant. The most challenging part of the shoot, I think probably the corridors, you know, because there's so much action in these corridors that led to that lead mine, you know, where all the lead falls down. You know, because tunnels are always difficult. You have to put a light at the end so it shines back, and then, you know, because there's nowhere to put the lamps. So I had to use little small units, quartz units, you know, that I'd hide behind the bulkheads and these sliding doors and things. But you could only shoot in one direction because you had to hide them. You couldn't have them shining back at you. So whenever we did the reverse, I had to take all the lamps and put them on the other side and so on. So that was a challenge, to make it get any shape and make the actors look good and so on. And to keep the requisite amount of mood in it, you know, because it's got to be fairly dark, otherwise people, you know, I mean, if you can see everything, there's no tension, there's no mystery, and there's no, you know, because you keep wanting to look in the shadows to see if the monster's there and so on.
Action!
Yoo-hoo! Hey, fuck this! Come and get me! Take your drink, shot!
Going down those tunnels was terrific, I thought. I was surprised because we did it Steadicam, you know, and under crank to give it some speed and a sort of smoothness, really. And we shot it with a 10, because it was anamorphic film. We shot it with an unsqueezed 10mm lens, you know, which gave it that kind of strange distortion. And the the Steadicam operator, Peter Brumison, came in, and he suddenly did this flip with the Steadicam equipment, and we said, "Wow, Christ, that's great! You know, can you do that while you're running?" And he said, "Yeah, sure, of course." And he started running, and then he twisted, you know, and he got this upside down idea. It was lovely. It was well, it wasn't lovely. It was quite scary, but at that time we were delighted, you know, because I'd never seen that done before. It was terrific.
Leave him. Come in.
We were shooting from the floor, so the ceiling became more important than the floor, which is the obverse of what generally happens, you know. I mean, normally you light from the top, or in the old days you used to light from the rail, you know, light from the top down. And now here suddenly you can't put any lights up there because they're all in shot, you know. But it's a style, and it really actually came off, you know. Of the four, I think Alien³ is probably the most distinctive. I don't mean, I'm not pushing my own lighting, but the fact that it was all shot mostly from underneath made it distinctive, you know. It was different. And what amazed me, he conducted the whole unit from this monitor, you know. He used to sit in this monitor and look at the film, and they'd say, you know, via, well, just talking to the camera crew, you know. He'd say, move the camera left, push it in a bit, make a mark there. This is all through the monitor, you know, which amazed me. I'd never seen that before from a director.
And there were times where I had to do things that were very radical, like I shut down second unit a number of times.
I'd like A and B cameras on these, please. Can I see A and B? And action!
The whole sort of basis of finishing on that schedule was based on a very productive second unit. It was just like, so I just went and I stopped it, you know, and it was like, and then we kept trying different directors. Eventually we got a couple who we got some good work out of.
Is that it? Okay, let's put in sync, guys. Total abandon now. I hope someone goes to see this movie.